This is SBC News. Good evening. There are fears that yellowfin tuna, which is in the red category, will continue to decline due to overfishing if countries under the Indian Ocean Tuna Commission do not make a collective effort to fish in a sustainable way. To address the subject, Seychelles has invited the ministers responsible for fisheries from the Comoros, Mauritius and Madagascar to discuss ways to face their challenges and reinforce cooperation between them. It comes days before the IOTC meets for its annual meeting in Seychelles. Seychelles feels that whilst new measures are discussed and implemented, more should be done by the other countries to abide to these measures, hence controlling the population of tuna, including the yellowfin.
We want to see that every member country, every member state in the Indian Ocean, in and around the Indian Ocean, makes the same or proportionate efforts. If we need to reduce our catches, other countries need to do it proportionately. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened. There are other countries that have increased their catches whilst we have decreased ours. And we feel that it is not fair because we have an industry to supply, we have a canning factory to supply, we have jobs to create, and it is important that this fishery keeps going on.
The Minister responsible for Agriculture, Flavien Joubert, is calling upon investors to develop farming on Koizvi Island. He says the ministry, in collaboration with the IDC, are ready to help and support interested farmers to produce vegetables and livestock on a larger scale. Minister Joubert also said that the Ministry of Agriculture is conducting a comprehensive survey on all agricultural land which has not been cultivated and which is being used for other purposes. He added that the ministry will allocate land to people who are really interested in farming as a first choice and not as a hobby, as some people who have applied and some who are on the list requesting for agricultural land are already in full employment. Minister Joubert was answering questions on these issues following his meeting with farmers on Praslin and La Digue. Cabinet, during its scheduled meeting yesterday, approved for people to own their prefabricated units at Perseverance. It also approved other petroleum exploration agreements and also a new model for home care.
The Cabinet has approved for the 147 prefabricated housing units at Perseverance be sold to its occupants. The price of the units will be determined by the Ministry of Lands and Housing and Property Management Company PMC, subject to clear conditions of sale. The sale will be inclusive of the price of the land. Tenants unwilling to buy their unit will be offered the alternative to move into other accommodation as these become available. Cabinet also discussed in detail and approved for the signing of a petroleum exploration agreement with Adamantine Energy Limited. This agreement is in addition to two existing agreements on oil exploration in the EEZ of Seychelles. A State House communique says the agreement will not have any financial implications for Seychelles, but will bring a number of advantages, such as economic benefits during the research phase, as well as in the event of discovery of commercially exploitable petroleum resources. The research undertaken will also provide Seychelles with much data about its ocean environment that would otherwise be highly costly to acquire. In approving for the signing of the agreement, President Ramkalawan said, whilst our country's principal focus remains on conservation and protection of our pristine and unique environment, this should not preclude us, within the framework of the blue economy, to engage in research and exploitation of resources that may lie below our ocean floor. Cabinet also approved a proposal to have a needs-based home care service through a home care agency. The proposal draws on the recommendation made in the World Bank Long-Term Care Report for Seychelles. Moving away from the current simplistic model of having just two categories, half and full day care based only on hours, the proposed reform will be more targeted to better meet the needs of individuals. The service will be modernized, professionalized, and regulated by the Home Care Agency. Several proposals were also considered by Cabinet, and discussions were undertaken on the review of subsidies in the livestock sector. Cabinet agreed that subsidies will be capped. Further analysis will be done to finalize the subsidy regime for announcement to the public.
Women journalists have asked for more support from their workplace so that they can do better. The call was made during a workshop on media and women in Seychelles. This was an activity which was organized by the Association of Media Practitioners of Seychelles, AMPS, and the French Embassy to mark World Press Freedom Day this year. The media and women in the Seychelles was this year's theme. During their discussions at the meeting, which was held at the Alamanda Hotel, journalists, especially the female journalists, shared the challenges that they continually face due to the nature of their profession. Amongst other demands, the journalists requested that their workplaces provide services that their children could also use. It is the second consecutive year that the French ambassador Dominique Massa participates in the event.
It is a special day for celebrating the freedom of press, and also I wanted also to congratulate our journalists, Seychelles journalists, about the classification in the Reporters Sans Frontières Without Border Index. And this year, together with the Association of Journalism, we choose to tackle the issue about women in journalism, but also all the journalists can deal and can talk about violence, gender-based violence. So it's very important to tackle and to talk about this issue. We have to stop avoiding and stop hiding the things, you know, and we have to give the floor also to the victims, because it's the only way we can reduce this gender-based violence.
Today the world is observing Hand Hygiene Day, and this year's theme is a healthcare, equality and safety climate that values hand hygiene and infection prevention and control. To mark this occasion, the Ministry of Health set up various stalls in town and at the hypermarket with the aim of raising awareness amongst the public. Part of the sensitization program was to educate people about the proper way to wash and sanitize their hands and the importance of always maintaining good hand hygiene to prevent infections, and not just during the COVID-19 pandemic. The representatives of the ministry also conducted a survey to collect information about the general public's knowledge on hand hygiene. The program will continue this Saturday in various locations on Maé, Pralin and La Digue. Italy will continue to offer Seychellois workers with training. This assurance was given by the Italian ambassador for Seychelles to President Wavel Ramkalawan during a courtesy call. Dr. Alberto Pieri has been in the office of ambassador since 2019, and this is his first visit to President Ramkalawan since the latter came into power. The purpose of his visit was to discuss continued collaboration between the two countries, especially in the tourism and fisheries sector, as well as assistance in maritime security.
Well, training has been a consolidated area of cooperation between Italy and Seychelles, in particular through our, for example, in the sector of border control. I refer in particular to the last courses that we organized before pandemic, and which where different officers of Seychelles participated to these courses in Rome, in the sector I think of great interest for your country. But also, for example, the most recent one was online, but was also, I think, interesting, was about elections, how to handle all the electoral process. It was an online course, but was also reflects our willingness to continue to collaborate with the Seychelles on this initiative of capacity building. I ensure to the President that we will continue to consolidate with the Seychelles, providing new offers of training courses.
Those are our main stories so far this Thursday evening. Join us again at 8 for the news in Creole. Bye for now.